Alright guys, this is Little Mad Tiger, and I'm actually going to be doing a little video here, short, well not really short, this is actually going to be an introduction to Programming 101. Two primary languages today are HTML and CSS, Hypertext Markup Language, and Commentary Style Sheets. So I'm actually going to go first and kind of update you guys on what I've been doing, specifically with my projects. I'm actually halting on my simple platform game project for the purpose of these videos. I want to make sure that these videos are coming out smooth, quickly, and efficiently. I also want to make sure that there's time, if there are any time constraints, I can let you guys further know through these videos. So now let's kind of go over to the HTML and CSS part. Currently I'm in the Endless Gamers community website. Great layout right here, eye-catching icons for sure. Definitely what you use HTML and CSS for, this is going to create this entire page. Now this layout in particular, we'll dig more into that. There's actually a language called Bootstrap that you kind of use to define this tab right here. You also can use jQuery to kind of align your donation system, obviously, that they have right here. Leaderboard, stats, MOTD, bands, etc. So let's go. So first and foremost, our main resource that I liked most and will rate 4 out of 5 is Codecademy. Great website. The reason I didn't give it a 5 out of 5 is just because it doesn't really dig too much into the advanced stuff, which I don't really kind of like, because I think that the advanced stuff is just as important as the basic general information that you should know for HTML and CSS. So first and foremost, great website. Teaches you everything from HTML to CSS. It also teaches you other languages. I'll explain that more in other videos. Excuse me guys, this is really late right now, so I'm doing this kind of quietly. I have to keep the wife up. So next I'm going to show you guys kind of a rundown of what our code does, and then basically hopping between code, and I'm going to show you what each line means. So doctype HTML. So this doctype HTML is going to basically say to our code that it's going to run HTML5. And then HTML is basically our main element for our HTML code. It's basically going to list everything else for HTML. That's pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy to write out. You know, nothing's too confusing about this. So we first start off with head. Head is basically going to be our title, and then maybe some of our links to reference that we're going to be using our style sheets, or commentary style sheets. And then basically what we're going to be doing is title is going to be the rise of soccer in the US. Sorry, I thought that meant soccer moms in the US. Oh man, this is really starting to be a shitty day. And basically this title is going to actually be on this tab right here. This tab bar that I'm kind of hovering over here, guys. These tab bars. The title is always going to be right here. You will not see it anywhere else. Period. So that's self-explanatory. That kind of wraps up our head. Now we get to our body, the actual content displayed on our page. This is kind of what you see on Endless Gamers. So you had your title with endlessgamers.com. Endless Gamers community, your little nice H1, this is going to be your heading, and then everything else listed next is your content, your body. And there can be a little more to this that meets the eye. So now we're creating a div class content. This is basically going to be content listed on our page. We're bringing in an image source first and foremost. We're bringing in this image in particular. And the way they size this is kind of interesting. How they size this is basically they went to CSS, their CSS code. They went all the way down to .writer_image. This is the writer image for this code right here. WebKit box shadow. So they're basically doing the outline for the picture, and then they're basically drawing the RGBA code for it, and then they're basically doing the location of this picture as well as the size. So pretty self-explanatory right there. I won't really dig too much into every single meaning of this code. Kind of a long explanation. Definitely be on Codecademy. And then basically H1 is our heading, how to rise to soccer moms in the US, blah blah blah, is basically going to be right here. H2 is going to be right here, is this code right here. So, pretty self-explanatory. Then private class, and then div class image, and then class caption. So, basically, they created an image right here, and then the caption was right here. Pretty good. They also made something for the caption as well. Let me try to find it. Yeah, so they localized it. I think they put it in italics. Yep. So they did font style italics. They also did line height 14 pixels. Pretty actually good. Position relative. That's really good actually. To see the majority of the image, you kind of have to put in relative position. And then background color RGBA. Good. Color. Oh, okay. So display blocks. So they're basically saying that it's going to be in kind of a form of block, and then their font family. So not only is it italicized, but there's a different type of font. You can also do. Let me just copy this real quick. Here, copy, and then. As you can tell, it changes when I type from that regular code. It looks different, automatically looks different, but I'm actually going to change it back here to play fair display, and then right here, very easily to read, but I liked my Arial version better, and then padding 10 pixels, blah blah blah. So that's kind of the introduction to HTML and CSS, and then right at the end, we end off with body, closing our body tag, and then right afterwards we close our HTML. Some other languages, how they interact with HTML and CSS. Most popular framework languages are going to be React and AngularJS. I won't go really too much into those. Those are kind of frameworks for actually JavaScript. A lot of your CSS related coding languages are going to be languages like Sass. Sass is a really good language system if you're looking to be a web developer. Web developers use that language more than they use CSS in general, just because it has a lot of file directories from CSS, and you can just load that on, especially if you're working on big projects, or if you're with a big company that keeps a list of files for CSS code, because you can't remember every single line of code, obviously. It's almost impossible to be able to quickly write something for a website and instantly know what it has to have on there. You kind of have to make mistakes and learn as you go. That's how this website came to be. It's how this website came to be. It's how this website came to be. So it's all content related, and web developers, I give them a big round of applause for that. It takes a lot of balls to be a web developer, because you're basically writing the content for the public, and you know what? In my personal opinion, that's pretty spectacular. So now we go into Khan Academy. Same thing, they have pretty standard language. Explain basically what Codecademy explained. HTML introductory, imaging, CSS related content, everything like that. So, alright guys, if you guys have any questions, I'm actually going to be linking this into the coding resources. I'm going to be posting it right in front of my Python resource. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If you guys want me to do a shorter video, let me know. I know I explain things very quickly. I explain things kind of slow too. I mean, on some topics I kind of just slow down, or I really speed up, just because I'm really tired right now. So, alright guys, you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, I guess now it is. So, alright guys, have a good one.